Hello. In today's video, we are going to cover how to post a blog post. There are a few key steps depending on what you're trying to accomplish. It's anywhere between 5 to 7 steps that we are going to cover in this process for you to go from I have a blog post ready to publish, or if you want to write it in the platform, either way, these are the 5 to 7 steps that you will need to make it come to life. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to get into the back end of the site. Now, this is my demo site that I'm working from, and what we're going to do is we're going to go to pages, and then from there we're going to find our blog. It's going to have this little pen icon here. If you're starting a blog, I have a whole nother video on how to set up and start your blog, but and that's what you would do here with this plus sign. You click there and start a blog, but in this case we're going to go to articles. Okay, so once we are in the blog, we are going to hit the plus sign, and from there the magic begins. So step 1 is enter a post title. Obvious, but part of the process. Blog post title, amazing, goes here. All right, so that is that. And then here is where you add step 2, where you add the text. So in this case, we want to add, we're going to add in just lorem ipsum as placeholder text to fill in the page. But basically anything Squarespace offers, you could add in here. So if you click the plus sign, any type of block, image, gallery, videos, soundtrack, anything that Squarespace offers, you could add into this section here for your page. So you could have it all listed on your blog post. All right. So that's step 2. Now, I said there was about 5 to 7 steps. So most people think these are the 2 steps and they're good to go and they're ready to save. But now what you want to do, and this could change. So if you look for a gear wheel, that will be in the future if it changes. But right now, if you hover over this title up here, this says post draft, all of this. If you click on this, it triggers the settings to come up. Now, this is where some other important things happen that we need to talk about. So we've done 2 things so far. We put in the title, we put in the blog post content. Now, number 3, we want to add categories and tags. I bundled that up as number 3. So number 3, categories and tags, we'll click in here. And do we have any categories built? Oh, we do. So I'm going to add category 1 as a template, as a sample, and category 2. It falls in both, and hit enter, and now they are both there. Be mindful that this UI kind of sucks. So these are checked off, and now if I click delete, it'll delete. It's not checking it off to say like, oh, we're using category 2. I don't know. The user experience is like blah to me. So delete that, but actually add it back in. Let's do this. Category 2, and enter, and then go back. So if I go back to it, they should both be there. Yeah, because if I just type in hello and then go away, it's not going to work. I don't think it will. Yeah, you see, it doesn't even tell you you need to save. It doesn't say anything. So it's a little bit of a bad UI experience in my opinion, but that's that. And then tags. Tags are a little bit better. So you could say tag 1, tag 2. So you see, it's easy to add tags. You'll see them there. Categories, if you just want a quick introduction to these, if you don't know these, categories are like if you're talking about, say, like it was a clothing company, if it's Nike, they may have a category of like shoes, clothing, accessories, things like that. Those are categories. Tags are very specific. So if it's a very specific like type of shoe would fall into like a tag, and that could change depending on how many items there are, but just know that categories go above tags, even though they organize them backwards here. Categories are like, there's 1 or 2 categories for every single blog post. So if you're a marketing agency, you may have category about digital marketing, about email marketing, about social media marketing, one category. Another category could be email marketing, and another category could be something else type of marketing. So outbound marketing or inbound marketing or something like that. So that's how tags and categories work. And that is step 3. Now, step 4, we go to options. All right, so with step 4, there's a few things we want to do here. Step 4 is going to be thumbnail image. So we want to add a thumbnail image. I'll show you why this is important later, but I am just going to add in the most recent image here, this one, and hit add, and that will be our thumbnail image. You could search for images in there. You could upload any image you want. You could you could use the same image that you used in the blog post. That's totally fine, and it's actually in some ways recommended. So you could use that. That is step 4, the thumbnail image. Step 5 is going to be the post URL. So you'll see here, Squarespace automatically generated this beautiful URL. This URL is useless. We want to make sure it's clear to Google what this is. So if we're talking about digital marketing strategies, we could have it set up like that. There's a whole thinking process behind URLs, especially for blog posts. But in this case, I'm just going to do digital marketing strategies, and I have additional content about post URLs, either on the blog or on the YouTube channel. Okay, so that is that. Now we're going to get into the nice to haves and the additional pieces. So number 6, I would say, is going to be the social image, which is now you could add an image here that would show up if somebody shared this on social. And usually with blog posts, they're going to get shared on social. So if you want to add an image here, this is where you could do it. Again, you could reuse the same image from before. That is totally fine. When you go to SEO, you could also add in the, oh, this is important. This is important. Okay, I'm like skipping a step right now, but I'm going to go back. I forgot one thing in options that you want to keep in mind. So we did step 4 was the thumbnail image. Step 5 was the post URL. Step 6, we'll say, is the excerpt. So the excerpt's really important, and I'm going to show you why in a moment. Let me paste that. That's really long, but I'll do that and just say at the front, this is the excerpt. Perfect. So that you could see it later. Typically, the excerpt could double up as the SEO description. Just depends on how you want to do that. If you want to customize it more, you can. And for the title, it'll naturally pull whatever title the actual blog post is. Right now, it's not because it hasn't saved yet. Once it saves, it will. You could customize it further. You don't have to overthink about this if you are just starting out, though. So if you're just starting out, leave this blank. It will pull the natural title of the blog post without any additional work. And if you change the blog post style later, you don't have to come in here and change it. So simplest process is to just leave it be if you are just starting out. So that is step 6, the excerpt, which then leads to, you could say, step 7, which is the SEO description. And that's basically it. Now you have everything you want. It's all set up. I would feel very confident in publishing this right now. The one last thing you could consider, you could call this step 8, but this is just dependent on your process, is going to be going back to the settings. And the first option here says content status, and it says draft. So if you click on this, there's a few things you could do here, but what you can do, and what I do is, because I want my content scheduled weeks in advance, now you could schedule it. So you can schedule your post. You could say, hey, I want this to go out next Tuesday at, so 8:59. It's going to go out 8:59. Wow, this is there. Okay, 9 a.m. It's going to go out 9 a.m. So then I'll hit save. And then once I'm done, I hit save. I don't hit publish. I hit save because now it's scheduled. So I will just hit save. And now the whole post is scheduled. I do want to show you one thing. If I click here on these 3 dots, I could go back to the settings for this unique post. So if I click there, it'll take me back to these settings. And remember when we talked about SEO, it would add in the title. I just want to confirm that with you. You'll see that the title has now been added in without me adding anything here. If I start typing here, it'll remove it. But in this case, it'll automatically pull that for us. So let me hit save. And I'm going to go back to the articles just to show you. Oh, actually, I'm going to publish this right now. Right now. So let's hit publish, save, and now you'll see this blog post is showing up. So this is the excerpt. That's where it's pulling that from. There's the title, categories are showing up, the date is showing up. We have options to control this if you want to remove this or adjust it. But as you can see here, it's all set up just like that. It is all set up. So now the blog post is there. If I click into the blog post, it will take me in and you'll see it looks amazing. Great. The title's a little, but everything else looks really good in the setup here. And we're good to go. So there is the blog post. One final pro tip for you, if you're going to be blogging consistently, this could be really helpful. Now, I've published this blog post, but let's say I didn't publish it yet. Let's just go to the 3 wheels, hit settings, and I am going to go to draft, and then I'm going to hit save. Okay, so now this is a draft. Well, what you can do is you could put something like this, blog post title here, text here. You could have text here or just cut most of it. Honestly, you don't even need this here. And then go in here, go to options, remove. So there's no image. That can stay. And this can go. And then this can go. And this can go. So basically what I'm doing is I'm creating a template. Now, depending on what I'm doing and how it's set up, I may want the categories in there already, or I may just delete them. And same thing with tags. I may just come in here and delete these. And then hit save. So if I hit save here, now I have this template, you could say, and when it comes to the actual content, like let's say perhaps I add 5 photos for every blog post. Well, I could go through that manual labor right now of adding in the content, making sure there are text blocks, because you'll see I'm going to click a lot. Squarespace likes when we click, so let's do that. And then add in another image. So you see I'm setting this up now so that in the future I don't have to worry about it. There we go. Final and done. Everything is in here, and then you could hit save. And now this is a template for you. So now it's set up, it's ready to go. It has images. It's not showing it because it's not in the if I go into the editor, it will. But then when you come in here, you click the 3 dots, you click duplicate, and now you start from the exact spot you left off with all the content. So you would still go through the same steps to get to the end, but in this way, now you have a clear process of how to get a blog post up and live on your site the right way, making sure it's optimized for Google, it's optimized for user experience, and it looks great. And just like that, you have mastered a new skill. Congratulations. If you got value from this video, you will definitely get value from some of the resources that we've created. Please go to spacebaragency.com/resources. The link will be down below in the description. And there we have a ton of ebooks, PDFs, and resources for you, for your website, for SEO, to help you grow your business. And just a quick disclaimer, most of the resources, they're free. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If you hit the like button, it tells the YouTube algorithm some very important information, but it also tells me that you got value from this video. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.